homes and buying, different things. And so, I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, I haven't seen him. In quite some time.
Saying like that, people get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever.
100 million. If he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibility.
Floyd Mayweather's own family has broken their silence following his $42 million downfall. His father revealed that what began as a casual conversation about a car quickly escalated into a heated argument, ultimately causing a major rift between them. "When money comes, people change," he said, expressing his disappointment over how fame and fortune have impacted their relationship.
We had, at one time, we was coming up, we have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is. Sometimes, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. If sometimes when people get money.
Jeff Mayweather also shared his thoughts, expressing confusion and concern about Floyd's current lifestyle. He admitted he no longer understands Floyd's actions, buying buildings, diving into one business venture after another. Floyd's post-retirement life, according to Jeff, seems chaotic. He highlighted the irony of Floyd retiring, only to repeatedly return through exhibition fights. To Jeff, it appears Floyd simply can't let go, neither of the spotlight nor the constant pursuit of money.
I have no idea. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on with him. I know he's doing things that to better his life, like buying homes and buying different things, and so I mean I don't know exactly what he's doing. So I mean I haven't seen him in quite some time, and I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions.
Floyd Mayweather once boldly declared, "When it comes to legalizing bank robbing, I'm the best," a quote that showcased both his business swagger and unapologetic arrogance. At the peak of his career, that statement symbolized how he turned boxing matches into massive paydays. But today, those same words feel less like a flex and more like a defense for increasingly risky financial decisions. The confidence that once propelled him to the top may have also blinded him to the pitfalls that now lie ahead.
A quick heist. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
A former business partner of Floyd Mayweather revealed a startling truth. Mayweather was spending more than he earned, even at the height of his success. Whether he was pulling in 5 or 6 million a month, his expenses always seemed to exceed his income. He reportedly ignored taxes, regular bills, and crucial financial responsibilities. That kind of reckless mindset made it nearly impossible to preserve his wealth. Before long, the money started to vanish, evaporating under the pressure of unchecked and extravagant spending.
Mm-hmm. Look, man, we both made some real money, but you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes.
I see what you're
say we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved
that's
up.
A fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but you know, me and you, we real.
Yeah.
We never count nobody paper. So
Not at
I
all.
hope he got 10 billion. And I hope he get out of
That's
his
a fact.
problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out, like whatever the tab is, you know, he should be able to wire that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world. I think they may not want it. Some different countries be wanting different things. Think about it. How many times have, you know, we've been involved with something and we go, nah, man, we just throw some paper at it. And I'm talking back in the days when we was doing our little 1-2s.
Correct.
And nah, they don't want to drop the case. You'd be like, I'll put the money up for the lawyer. I'll put the money up for the bail. They don't want to drop it. And you find yourself 9-10 months later sitting there like, oh, shit, this is getting real. So I think that's the problem he going through. I think it may be getting real.
Wow. That's crazy, man. And you would figure his big homie Al Heyman would rectify it.
Al's a powerhouse. Al's that dude. Al should be able to rectify anything. He's a Harvard lawyer.
Floyd Mayweather has always taken pride in being his own boss, negotiating his own deals, signing his own checks, and answering to no one. That fierce independence served him well in the boxing ring, helping him build an unmatched legacy. But in the world of business, that same approach hasn't worked in his favor. In finance, surrounding yourself with trusted advisors and experts isn't a sign of weakness, it's a smart move. Unfortunately, Floyd's determination to go it alone has resulted in risky investments and questionable money management.
Floyd Mayweather, after the Aaron Chambers fight, went to Monaco and put 11 million on black. 50 million on black.
Everyone earns their own money. You do what you want with your money. Right?
Yeah.
But to an extent, I don't respect it because you're someone that's in such a seat of influence. Especially when like we were younger, we used to
look up to Floyd.
And what's he teaching the guys coming up? Well, spunk your money on
the
casino,
dumb shit.
Work so hard to get it, and then throw it away in the casino. Like, come on, man.
That's the thing. It's like that lifestyle. Floyd is not. One thing he keeps coming back doing exhibitions and that, bro.
Sure.
Probably, I don't think Floyd. Don't get me wrong.
I think his level of broke is our level of rich.
Mayweather's flair for theatrics is nothing new. His over-the-top entrance into Mexico on a tank is just one of many examples of how far he'll go to command the spotlight. But this obsession with making grand statements often comes with a hefty price tag, lavish spending on things that offer little to no long-term value. What might seem like harmless showboating is, in truth, a reflection of something deeper, a compulsion to uphold an image, even when that image no longer matches the reality. One of the more troubling claims came from Gervonta Davis, a fighter once mentored by Floyd Mayweather. Davis alleged that Floyd was briefly held in Dubai over unpaid debts related to extravagant jewelry purchases. If true, the incident points to a deeper struggle, an inability to keep pace with the lifestyle he built. The man who once appeared untouchable in and out of the ring is now facing whispers of financial instability, rumors that no flashy Instagram post can silence.
I'm speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather supposedly is held hostage in Dubai. Gervonta Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke. And it low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
There's a clear pattern emerging in Mayweather's financial habits, acquiring high-end luxury items and either delaying payment or avoiding it entirely. Reports suggest that vendors and associates in Dubai began distancing themselves after multiple incidents where he failed to settle his debts. This kind of lifestyle, built on credit, image, and borrowed time, is unsustainable. Even billionaires can't keep their empires intact if they consistently refuse to pay what they owe.
The Tank's come out with a bit of a mad statement. And he said that Floyd Mayweather has been held captive in Dubai because he owes people money and he can't pay them, or won't pay them, one or the other. Before I carry on, please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Now for me, the idea that one of the richest men in the world cannot pay somebody in Dubai is a bit mad. However, Tank Davis has come out and said ask Floyd to go live right now, and he can't. Which is a fair point, and knowing how Mayweather's ego is, if it was possible for him to go live, he would be responding to this straight off the bat. Now that being said, it wasn't that long ago since we saw that video call between him and Bill Haney on the internet. So whether this is true or not, I do not know. It could just be Tank throwing shots at Floyd Mayweather, because I know that that relationship has been a little bit ropey in the last few years. But you never know, especially with somebody like Mayweather, who sometimes comes across with a bit of a god complex. Maybe he's just tried to screw in the wrong people. But let me know what you guys think to this. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather is being held captive in Dubai? Or do you think this is just Tank Davis stirring up some stuff? Let me know in the comments. As always, a like, a favourite, save a share, all appreciated. Please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Peace out.
Davis also suggested that Floyd's unwillingness to let other fighters surpass him points to a deeper issue. While understandable from a competitive standpoint, it reveals an ego that won't allow him to step aside. Floyd's relentless desire to stay on top, no matter the cost, stems from a fear of being forgotten. However, this mindset doesn't just protect his legacy, it stifles the very athletes he's mentored, ultimately harming his own legacy more than preserving it.
Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did he really think Pedraza was gonna beat you?
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation, so he just threw me out there.
Why do you think
he was hurt? He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Why the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? Just so you're next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate for like fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that, and it just I don't know.
Despite Floyd Mayweather's claims of earning over $350 million from certain fights, sources have revealed that some of those figures were inflated. In reality, earnings in several cases were closer to $60 million. This habit of exaggerating his income might be part of a strategy to maintain his larger-than-life image. However, it also raises questions about the true extent of his wealth, suggesting that the fortune he often boasts about may not be as vast or as real as he wants fans to believe.
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Podcaster Joe Rogan recently highlighted another concerning issue: Floyd Mayweather's tendency to neglect taxes. According to Rogan, this bad habit could be a major reason why the IRS is keeping a close eye on him. Despite his flashy lifestyle, none of it impresses tax authorities. Failing to stay on top of federal obligations could quickly turn into a legal nightmare, no matter how many millions he once earned.
He owed that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right.
You know
I've
what's
given
not
you
good?
$25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn gave a blunt assessment of Floyd Mayweather's current career choices, suggesting that the ongoing exhibition fights and extravagant investments are clear signs that Floyd is still chasing money. For someone who was supposed to have already made enough, Floyd's desperation is hard to ignore. Hearn implied that the need to keep earning isn't just about staying relevant, it might be about survival.
How about Mayweather?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Not the biggest Mayweather
I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era. But he was a different kind of skill set, you know. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
For money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
I think he still needs the money.
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years.
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending...
It's a lot of expense.
Floyd Mayweather was once idolized, but that image is steadily crumbling. Fans have started to question his truthfulness after discovering that many of his bold claims, particularly about property ownership, don't add up. For someone who built his public persona on success and wealth, being exposed in this way is a significant blow. The increasing distrust among his fan base is one of the clearest signs that his star is beginning to fade.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan. And he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And on point like this, because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Mayweather often flaunted his supposed ownership of land in New York, using it as a symbol of his savvy investments. However, insiders now suggest that this too may have been exaggerated. If he has indeed overstated his property portfolio, it highlights a troubling habit of crafting an image that doesn't match the reality. This tendency to inflate facts undermines the authenticity of his success and raises further questions about his financial dealings.
If they're safe to say, I should say.
But we might see it more in New York, maybe?
Well, I live in New York.
I know. By the way, I saw you bought like 40 apartments or something.
Well, no, actually,
I think you bought New York. I mean, oh my God.
I didn't buy New York, but I feel like everyone should own a piece of the earth. And I feel like you can't go wrong with New York real estate. So what I did was, in one of my portfolios, because I don't know the exact number, because they said if you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more.
Joe Rogan offered another perspective on Floyd Mayweather's obsession with luxury. The constant display of diamond watches, exotic cars, and designer clothes might not just be about status, it could be a way to mask insecurity. For someone who claims to be untouchable, Floyd appears oddly desperate for validation. True confidence, Rogan pointed out, doesn't require such a constant display.
The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water. And then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was always trying.
One of the most revealing moments in Floyd Mayweather's life came from his longtime friend, 50 Cent. During a tough period when Floyd faced jail time, 50 stepped up to manage his business and even invested $2 million of his own money into Mayweather Promotions. However, Floyd denied ever asking for the help and never paid him back. The fallout from this betrayal ultimately destroyed their friendship.
50 Cent and Mayweather.
Yeah.
This looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened?
As he was actually going into jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotions. As he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC. So technically, Floyd is a golden boy fighter. They build the whole show.
Yeah.
Then he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign, where, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that. When he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. Like, Floyd, he ain't that, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, if they push me to a certain point, I'll mess up in front of everybody. Because it's just the way I'm brought up. Like, I never ran from anything because I never had nobody to go to. I've always had where I'm going, home to get me.
In a recent video, Floyd Mayweather made it clear that money is the one thing he will never compromise on. While he's willing to make concessions in other areas, even in boxing, when it comes to finances, he refuses to bend. This rigid stance might seem admirable at first glance, but in reality, it has often led him into unnecessary conflicts and fractured relationships.
My thing is that we can't fuck up the money. We can't fuck up the money no matter what. We can fuck up a lot of things. We can fuck up the club. We can fuck up a house. We can fuck up a car, but we can't fuck up the money.
So you mean to tell me at the minute where your uncle and...
I knew a fine was coming instantly.
You knew a fine was coming?
I knew it.
But not one piece of your thing said, let me go snuff
I couldn't do
Judah real quick.
No.
No?
I was already taking care of business.
Okay, all right. You said, fuck that, let's stay on the back.
My thing was this. We're professionals. I'm not an amateur. This is not a street fight. So when you're a professional and you're a veteran, you got experience.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, and until next time, this is Jervin Davis from Knockout Chronicles. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends.